Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into Linux, you've probably heard of Debian, that rock-solid distro that's the foundation for so many others. But did you know its official tagline is the Universal Operating System? Today we're diving into what that really means, its history, and if Debian still lives up to the hype. Stick around, because we'll also talk about why so many distros and hardware makers build on it. If you enjoy Linux tips and deep dives, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Let's jump in. First up, a bit of history on why Debian aimed to run everywhere. Debian kicked off way back in 1993, founded by Ian Murdoch. The goal? Build a Linux distro openly, in the true spirit of GNU and Linux, carefully maintained, not some thrown together mess that gets abandoned. That's straight from the Debian manifesto. And right from the start, universality was baked in. Porting became a core part of Debian's culture. Linux itself was getting ported early on, and Debian followed suit with a flexible hardware approach. While stuff like DOS, Windows, and OS 2 stuck mostly to x86 PCs, Debian spread its wings. The first port, to the M68K instruction set in August 1995. Then came PowerPC, MIPS, Spark, and more RISC architectures. These weren't just for fun. They powered real workstations and servers in industries back then. In other words, Debian didn't chase universality for marketing. It's been in their DNA since day one. It's all about being a true Linux for everyone. Unlike distros like Red Hat or Slackware that targeted specific crowds, Debian focused on dependability and predictability for broad use. Desktops, servers, you name it. So, has Debian stayed true to the slogan? In many ways, absolutely yes. It still supports a ton of architectures and ships thousands of packages for them. Take Debian 13, Trixie. It even added official support for the up-and-coming RISC-V 6.4 architecture, proving they're still chasing new platforms. But let's be real, in some areas the scope is narrowing, and that's okay. It's a smart trade-off. Why? Universality is a massive effort. Debian relies on volunteers and some corporate backing, but they can't keep ancient hardware alive forever, especially when upstream projects drop support. For example, starting with Trixie, i386 isn't a full architecture anymore, just legacy. 32-bit support on AMD 64 via multi-arch and CRUTs. No official kernel or installer for pure i386. Trixie's the last hurrah. It'll likely get axed soon. These are fair choices, folks. Most of us are on 64 bits anyway. Retro enthusiasts or folks with old gear might need to stick with older releases or get creative, but for the masses, it keeps things efficient. Now, why do so many distros and hardware vendors still pick Debian as their base? No one wants to reinvent the wheel. Debian's stability and predictability make it a killer foundation. It doesn't chase bleeding-edge software. Latest isn't always greatest when you want minimal bugs and long-term reliability. That's why it's behind Raspberry Pi OS, Armbian for SBCs, DietPi, Proxmox VE for virtualization, Tails for privacy, and even Ubuntu or Linux Mint's Debian edition. Plus, Debian handles the heavy lifting on portability, including non-Linux kernels like Herd or the old KFreeBSD port. Downstream projects can focus on extras like hardware tweaks and user-friendly defaults, not rebuilding everything. Wrapping this up, Debian earns its Universal Operating System title through commitment to broad usability, portability culture, and rock-solid stability. It's the dependable base for everything from your desktop to specialized hardware. Sure, it's narrowed a bit as tech evolves, but that's realistic, keeping the promise alive. Debian remains universal in the ways that matter most. What about you? Are you a Debian user, or do you prefer something built on it like Ubuntu? Drop a comment, share your thoughts. If this helped, smash that like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Linux content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.